Yes.
Why do you have to shake it for it to work? Why are you doing that?
I was just about to get into that. Okay. So basically, how we actually generate money is by getting ads from Google Ads or whichever one it may be. And when those ads actually come down, it's dictated by us. And so we're saying that we want people to shake it in order to get the voucher. But so when you actually shake the phone, you're not actually looking at the phone itself. So that's when the ad comes down. So it doesn't actually detract from the user experience as much as people would maybe think.
So why not just press a button?
We could do that. There's nothing stopping us from doing that, but we just chose shaking. So
Shaking is more amplification, so you have to fun.
it's just
You have a chance of swimming a higher value of gold, but you're not always winning.
Yeah, no, just curious. I thought there might have been some validation.
Oh no!
People like to shake
if
it.
we chose to press a button, that's not very sort of unique.
Racing.
So yeah, it's making the question. So basically, yeah, we're going to be working with the restaurants as well. Like after this validation trial period, if they see that hey, this is actually working, then we can start talking about how much we're getting and stuff from the businesses and stuff.
Right.
But apart from that, we're going to get all the money from the advertising. So,
All right.
Richard.
Yeah, I know.
Oh.
Ding dong merrily, I'm high.
Yeah.
So, I am not sure what it's trying to say. I just don't understand the shirt. But
I don't either. Just
I'm sure it's somewhat offensive.
Well, rest assured, I won't be wearing it next week.
Yeah,
So.
I'm just saying. There's dressed up, then there is like casual, and then there's that T-shirt. Anyway.
It was $20. Anyway.
And it was $20.
Okay, fine. Maybe 20.
So, yeah, the team photo, you all look really dark. Like, you guys can do better. Put some effort into stuff. Don't just take a shot. If you see that everyone looks like a criminal, like in the dark, then entrepreneur guys might take a photo.
Oh, no.
Yeah. I had pick a marker. So because you're kind of saying the problem is you don't know what to eat, and therefore restaurants are empty. Like it's very confusing. So
Okay, maybe that I didn't.
you did the first part. I think you should throw out,
Okay.
and then the third part you take to the first part, which is what's the problem for the restaurant.
So start with the
And you
restaurant
can make a more emotional story about that.
Okay.
Like at the simplest, it would be. So I was walking around campus, one afternoon at 3, and I noticed, there's all these restaurants that are open with no one in them.
Yep.
Surely, they would do better if there's people in there, and surely there's people that are looking for some food. So I spoke to the restaurant owners, and they're like, yeah, we're struggling to get people in. It would be great. We would be happy to give them a discount if they come in when we're empty.
Yep.
And students always like a discount.
Absolutely. That's what we're doing.
But then I asked the restaurant owner, why don't you just give a discount? And they're like, well, but we don't want to cannibalize our existing, business. If we tell them to come after 3 to get 20% discount, all of them start coming after 3. They don't show up during lunch hour anymore. We just, so that's why we came up with. So then you've kind of covered all the different scenarios.
Yeah.
And that's why this solves all those problems.
Okay.
This is a unique solution that allows restaurants to give discounts without really telling users there is always this discount available.
Exactly. That's
Right?
the
This
point,
is your unique value proposition, why it's different from just any voucher site or any blanket voucher. Even if you do a voucher, outside of peak hours, 10% off, that's much worse than this for the restaurant.
Exactly.
This is a much better option.
Yeah.
But I think that message is awesome, except for you're not telling that message. And then, so after that, after you've spoke about the problem, you have to clearly say what you do. You've kind of assumed that we all know in your pitch.
Oh yeah.
But the next audience will not know, so
Yeah.
we don't know what you do. So there was no, it's like, okay, we have an ad, students get this, they shake it because it's fun, and they like, students like to shake it.
I like to shake it.
They like to shake it. They like to shake it.
And then they get a discount offer, and the offer, like this slide is way too complicated, right? I'm looking at this and like, basically you say,
The point is, so we have different.
they get offers based on, what those restaurants want to give at that specific time.
Yeah.
And they only have 15 minutes to redeem the offer, and they can only have one offer at a time, something like that.
Okay.
And this goes for all of you, like, if you say something like, so pretty much everyone has like an iPhone or some Android or something like that these days, it's a really vague statement. There's two comments I have on this statement. One is, you don't have to say it because everyone already knows this, right? You basically, like, if there's something that every investor knows, you don't have to say it. But if you wanted to say it, you should say 96% of students on campus have a smartphone. That's a much stronger thing to say, right? Because the other one, and then it's, because again, it works for your credibility. It's like, oh, this guy knows what he's talking about. He's got the numbers. He's looked into this. He's researched this. So do your research. There's a lot of stuff, like a lot of half facts that you guys give in these presentations, that with 10 minutes research, you could give the real stat. You could give a real amount, and people love real numbers. Because every real number you mention, this thing is more real. It's more, it actually exists. All right. Cool. So, yeah, work to do. Lots of work to do.